Hello Rich Readers, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my vampire vlog series in which I read Vampire Diaries. Before we get into this, I just wanted to kind of go over what significance the Vampire Diaries held in my heart. Much like I went over in my Twilight reading vlog. So I was first introduced to the Vampire Diaries by a friend in middle school when I was about, I believe, 12. And I only read the first two books, or first two bind-ups, because it's kind of weird. So I basically read the first 4 books, and I really enjoyed it. And then I didn't even realize that there was more books. This book series, I believe, is an 11-book series, so it's pretty long, and I ended up really enjoying it, and my friend was also a Vampire Diary fanatic on the TV show, and I only watched half of one of the episodes in the first season when it was still being on air, and I liked it, but I wanted to start off from the beginning. But anyways, okay. Flash forward to when I turned 16. I read the Vampire Diaries again, only the first 4 books, because I didn't have the other 7 books, doing math in my head. But I really enjoyed it, and honestly, back in the day, I rated them 4 stars, 4 or 5. I just loved them to death. But yeah, I am a very big vampire paranormal romance reader, and yeah, Vampire Diaries was really good. So I decided for the vampire vlogs, I wanted to read the Vampire Diaries and see how I feel about it, as a 23-year-old adult. But yeah, so let's see, if you want to figure out how I feel about it, continue on or watch the vlog. Alright, so I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I apologize. My mom and sister are both listening to their music aloud, and you can probably hear my mom's music more because it's rock, so I apologize in advance. But anyways, I finished the Vampire Diaries, The Awakening and the Struggle by L.J. Smith. This is the first book. Well, technically the first 2, but it's a bind-up, so I'm considering it as one book. Yeah, so I did not like this. I'm rating it 2 out of 5 stars. For me, 2 stars is it was okay. It was not a vibe, and I was actually hoping to enjoy this more than I did, and that was fake, and I just hit myself with the book. Okay, what am I trying to say? I don't know. I liked it enough to where I do want to continue on in the series, but honestly, high school me, 2016 Nicole, loved these books, as you heard about in the beginning of this video. and 22-year-old me is not enjoying them at all. Well, not at all, but like not enjoying them as much. This took me so long to read. Like in the first time I read these books was in middle school, and I can't even remember how long it took me. But the second time I read these books was in high school, and that's the one time I do remember. And I remember it took me literally 2 days, like one day to finish this book and then the other day to finish this book, and then I couldn't find the rest of the series. And yeah, like 2 days, that's a lot. They're like 400 pages each, almost 500. So that's a lot of reading, but like now it has taken me about 15 days, like half the month almost, to finish one book of this, and that's saying a lot. So yeah, I'm not enjoying it as much, but I will continue on the series, obviously. It's going to be a lot because it's like an 11-book series, and I don't know. But anyways, so what can I say about this book? I don't like the main character, Elena. She's like, it's like, she's not as annoying as like Bella was for me to read, but like, she's still pretty annoying because like, she's basically like, her whole character is that she loves Stefan, and she's like the most popular girl in school, and that's pretty much her whole character. Yeah, and it's kind of annoying to read about. Stefan is like, he's just a doormat, honestly. Like, there's nothing really much to his character except that he's a vampire, and like, he supposedly loves Elena, but like, their love, you know, isn't really like, there's no like build up to it. It just randomly, like, the book is just randomly like, oh yeah, Elena like says, oh, I love you, Stefan, oh my gosh, I love you, and like, they're like just randomly, you know, there's no build up to it, so it's more insta-lovey. I wish it wasn't. I hate insta-love stories. Honestly, just, it's a freaking passion of mine to hate insta-lovey stories. Because it's like basically just like lazy writing, in my opinion, especially in romance. And this is considered vampire romance. So, what else can I say? I feel like the only character I really like in this series so far is Damon, because he has more to his character. Like, he's evil, and he wants Elena, and he's selfish, but like, he's mysterious too. I don't know, there's more to his character than just being a doormat, or like, you know, like being the most popular girl in school. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, so 2 out of 5 stars. And I'm going to be continuing on to the next book, which is The Vampire Diaries, The Fury and Dark Reunion. So, I will see you guys in a bit. so sorry for the background noise. My AC is like on and I don't really feel like turning it off. So I finished The Vampire Diaries, The Fury in Dark Reunion. I actually enjoyed this book a lot more than the first one. I feel like it's because the first one, here, let me get my notes really quick, kind of. I feel like it's because the first one was like, you can tell that it was written in the very early 90s, late 80s, because of like the writing style, and like, I don't know, like I feel like it was just very slow paced and just overall really boring. And yeah, of course, like Elena annoyed me and everything, but now, like, I don't know, like Elena was better in the second book, and the second book was a lot more entertaining than the first one. Well, I guess this is technically book 3 and 4, so but I'm just saying it's the second one because it's the second one that I own. But anyways, if it makes sense, I feel like, yeah, so the second one is a lot more entertaining than the first one, and it was a lot more like interesting to the point where I wanted to read it a lot more. It took me, I believe, about, I want to say 5 days to read this 520 page book, as compared to the first one. It took me, I believe, 15 days. Yeah. The only thing that I do have to criticize a little bit is in the beginning, Elena becomes a vampire. Sorry, this video's containing spoilers, kind of. I'm gonna not spoil it too much, but like Elena becomes a vampire and you're like, what? Like, I don't know about you, but for me, I was like, what the heck? Like, how did she even become a vampire? And it was kind of like confusing at first, but then at the same time, like, when I read further into it, it turns out that it was supposed to be confusing and it's supposed to be like a what for the reader. So yeah, anyways, yeah, that was Fury and Dark Reunion by L.J. Smith, second book in the Vampire Diaries. I'd have to say I'd give it a 3 out of 5 stars, meaning it was good. I was kind of tossed between a 2 and a 3 star, but I feel like 2 stars for this book is really not what I want to give it. I want to give it a 3. I want to give it a 3. Sorry, my tongue is not cooperating today. But anyways, yeah, so 3 out of 5 stars for that. Now on to the next one, which is The Return, Nightfall. And this should be interesting. So, yeah, and this is like a 500 and, great, 500 and what? 586 page book. So, yeah. Why is that surprising to me? Anyways, yep, so we'll just continue on. Okay, so pardon the greasy ass hair, and yeah, just my look. Is it true retro reader Nicole fashion if I don't vlog with greasy ass hair? Yeah, finished the Vampire Diaries, The Return, Nightfall. Sorry for the weird lighting, but this book was terrible. 1 out of 5 stars. It was so bad. And honestly, like, just, I'm not enjoying the Vampire Diaries at all. Yeah, what can I say about this book? It was confusing because honestly, it's my bad because I actually haven't read the Vampire Diaries, like the last book, since like, I think September, maybe, or no, September. It was definitely September or August. Can't remember, but yeah, it's been a couple of months. Right now it's February of 2022, so it has been a couple of months, and yeah. So I got really confused while reading it. Like, Elena died in the last book, and then in this book she like comes back to life, and like I don't remember like how she died and stuff. I mean, the Vampire Diaries are not really memorable, so yeah, if that tells you something. And then like Damon, or like she goes to Stefan and she comes back to life, and she's like a spirit, and they like, it seems like they're having like sex or something, but the way that's described, it's very erotic. But actually, like, towards the end of the book, I realized this whole time they were just drinking each other's blood, because I don't know, Damon or Stefan's a vampire, and Elena, I don't know, is into that kink, I guess. Yeah, and Damon like gets controlled or possessed by like an evil entity or something, and he's all evil even though he was evil before, and there's like Kitsune involved, very kind of like the Teen Wolf series, but also not really, because like the Kitsune are evil tricksters, I guess. And I don't know, this book was a lot. It was very confusing, and I did not enjoy it. Yeah, so I'm glad to be finished with that, because it was very, very terrible. Honestly, even though, like, I think in the last time you saw me, I actually enjoyed Damon and his character, but in this book, he was just not enjoyable at all. He was like, when he wasn't possessed, he was like a whiny baby. And yeah, now I hate all the characters so much. Can't wait to read the next book, which is The Vampire Diaries, The Return, Shadow Souls. And this book is a whopping almost 600 pages, so yeah. I'm not gonna wait a couple of months to read this, because I really just want to get done with the Vampire Diaries series, and I have this book, and then 7 others to read, which is a lot, and I just want to get done with it. But I'm also just gonna take a mental mind break from reading this monstrosity, and read like maybe another book or two that's more enjoyable before I get into this. But I'm kind of excited because, like, where the last book left off, like, Elena is going on a road trip with Damon and Matt, who is her ex-lover before she dumped him for Stefan. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I spent all day reading this, so, like, I'm a little tired, but yeah, plus it's, like, kind of, well, you can't really see. Here, I'm just destroying my room for you guys, but can't really see, but it's, like, pretty dark out and kind of snowy, so it's a very relaxing, tiring day. But anyways, yeah, this book was bad, and I can't wait to finish the whole series, so that I can complain about it more and post this video on YouTube. Yeah, okay. See you guys later. Alright, hello. So I just finished the Vampire Diaries, The Return, Shadow Souls. Also, gonna address the elephant in the room. Yes, my hair is green, just my bangs, and underneath my hair, I just dyed it. So, anyways, this book actually was a lot more entertaining than the previous ones. It's just, like, I don't know, like, what happened was, Stefan in the previous book, like, went to prison in the dark dimension, by the Kitsune, and in this book, Damon, Matt, and Elena all went on a road trip to go find Stefan and break him out of prison, and, you know, Matt kind of dropped out, like, was like, no, I'm not doing this, so it's, and he got replaced by Elena's two friends, so they all went to the dark dimension, and I actually really liked it. Like, I don't know, it was a lot more entertaining, to read about, because, like, the dark dimension was with, like, all the vampires, and demons, and kitsune, and, like, the humans too, and, like, it kind of reminded me, like, of reading, like, a historical fiction novel, like, fiction, romance, Regency era, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, it was a lot more entertaining, and the way that this ended was a lot, like, I mean, obviously they saved Stefan and they went back to Earth, but, Stefan, like, he made a little friend in prison, and that friend gave him, like, a gift, which was to become human, and, like, Damon just, like, snooped in the gift, and now he's human, so I'm actually really excited to read the next book now. Oh yeah, so, yeah, because of, like, the entertainment factor and everything, like, it was still really kind of boring in parts and stuff, but I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. I feel like this is probably by far my favorite one. Elena, Damon, Stefan, everyone was not irritating in this book, and just, I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot more. And, you know, it was not 599 pages of torture, so that is good. The next book that I'm going to read now is L.J. Smith's Return Nightfall, or Return Midnight. I already read Nightfall. Alright, don't mind the mess, but completed 1, 2, 3, 4. DNFing. just the series, not worth it. Alright, so as you can tell, I did not enjoy it, which is a surprise, because honestly, I thought I was gonna like the Vampire Diaries as much as I did when I was younger, but like just the writing alone was stupendously like horrible. And the characters were absolutely awful. Yeah, I'm just like still flabbergasted, I guess, like that I didn't like this series. Like, oh my gosh. Like even so I would be reading one or starting one with like just reading it, and then like my boyfriend will be like, what you doing? And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm reading the stupidest vampire book. That's how much I hated it. I like complained about it to him, and like, oh yeah. Would I recommend the Vampire Diaries? Absolutely not. I think that maybe you guys should watch the show more than the book series. I have not personally seen the show in its entirety, but my sister did, and she really enjoyed it. So I'm just gonna go off of her word. But yeah, if it's like anything different from the book, like even slightly, I'd like it, you know, because the books were like so bad. I just had to DNF them. Yeah, it just, no. I think that's all I want to talk about. It just, I did not like this series at all. I kind of wish it had more of a, like, I don't know, like, it took a more of a Twilight turn, but it didn't. It was more like, you know, I think I stopped it when I was reading about like kitsune and stuff, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, what? And what? It just like, it went all over the place. And honestly, like, also I'm kind of scared because the author, L.J. Smith, I have another one of her series on my bookshelves, which is the Nightfall series, and I'm really hoping that I enjoy that book series more than I did of the Vampire Diaries, but we shall see. Let's see. Yeah, other than that, that's how I feel. And yeah, there's nothing much to say other than I absolutely hated the series and do not recommend it. And I'm surprised that I hated the series because I loved it so much as a kid. Even, let's see, I'm not even that old. I'm 23, so like at 16 I loved the books. 19, 20. So like that was like 7 years ago. That's crazy that I absolutely hate them now. But anyways, yeah, just shows how much reading taste can change. But yeah, anyways, sorry to be such a negative Nancy. I was trying to like this series, but I didn't. I hope that my other installment of the vampire vlogs is going to be a lot better. If you guys want to vote on which book series I should read next, I have an Instagram poll that I do whenever, you know, I decide to start reading a vampire series or supernatural series. And so therefore, you guys should follow me on Instagram. It's at the retro.reader, and I always link it in my link tree below in the description. But yeah, I have like the True Blood series, I have the Night World series to still finish, I have the Hush Hush series, the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, let's see what else, oh, the Vampire Academy, I think I have another one. Oh, Dante and Valentine. That's as far as I can remember on top of my head. But anyways, spiel over. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day and liked this video. Yeah, bye. Hey guys, so if you do want to follow me on other social medias, I am on Instagram and Goodreads. I post frequently on Instagram, so if you guys want the little updates and everything, be sure to follow my Instagram and my Goodreads.